and welcome to the Sweaty and the Farmer and the Game Design, where we study on our moon base the quantum implications of abuse use. Opens portals, man. It does. This is episode number 64, A Week in Table Space. I am the London Game as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we roll the dice, troll those dungeons, and imagine a new world.
Rolling dice, man. I sometimes miss throwing those dice. So satisfying. So, before we begin, our disclaimer, as is usual. The discussion here is based on our own opinions and our own in-game experience. Everything that we say, do, hear, or babble out in this podcast can be wrong or bad, or you can have a different opinion. So if you have any of those things or doubts or questions or anything else, you can leave it down in the comments. If you are watching us / hearing us on YouTube, or if you are in any other platforms, you can communicate with us however you see fit, through messages or Twitter or email or any other shape, way, or form. So in the docket we have, hopefully, Misunderstood Mechanics in Monster Hunter World, as we promised last episode, Warframe Dave Stream 151, Jesus, and is there a Warframe inspired tabletop RPG in the works? Maybe. So let us begin. So what is this about Misunderstand Mechanics in Monster Hunter World? Monster Hunter World has a lot of complex mechanics and stuff to do inside the game, as we covered it in our extended review of Monster Hunter World.
It has a lot of, I wouldn't call it, they are complex mechanics. It's just that things around the core game can be confusing, but the core gameplay is fairly straightforward.
Correct. You just go and hit monsters in the head with your favorite weapon.
Just
and
go kill monsters and get your things and go back and keep doing that.
Correct.
So this is a long rant that I encounter on Reddit.
Yeah.
That someone was basically struggling farming monsters.
Okay.
Like for pieces of loot.
The normal loop of Monster Hunter World. You go and farm monsters to get stuff to build what you want to build.
To build what you want to build.
Yeah.
So apparently this person was saying, yeah, it's like my problem is not with the fights themselves, or the game being too hard, or those kind of things, but apparently he was struggling with, like, he will go to a mission, he will have a target, or a monster that he wanted to kill would appear, and then after a while you will get the monster left the locale message.
Yeah.
That happens from time to time with some monster. If you just stay long enough in a mission or an exploration.
Correct.
Or something like that. Just monster just come and go.
You have two restrictions in farming points. It's like the monster can go and you have a limited time to be on the place.
It's not even that. If you go to an exploration.
If you go to exploration,
I'm not talking
right?
to mission. If you go to an exploration.
All right, exploration.
The monster will just from time to time
leave
and come the location.
Yeah. Different
monster.
Yeah.
And it just happens in the game. So this person was finding that quote-unquote mechanic frustrating because they felt that it didn't give them time to farm the pieces that they wanted.
To hunt the monster properly?
Yeah. And it was like, so apparently what this person was doing was He was trying to farm monsters at expedition.
Why?
Why not?
I don't know. I never farm a monster. I'm never going to an expedition to farm a monster.
Why not?
Because it's way more efficient to get the investigations.
How did you learn that?
How did I learn that it was far more efficient to get the investigations?
The game never tells you that.
Yeah, the game never tells you that. That is true. Where there is a
all
point when
the game does show you that you have investigation.
Yeah, the game does show you that, hey, you have investigation. Is there another quest when you have to go and do an investigation?
Probably. That doesn't mean anything. It means that they exist.
Yeah, they show you the system. That is true. They show you the system is like this exists, but you don't know.
They show you everything. Like the game does show you everything. It doesn't tell you how to use it.
Yeah, correct.
Like the game showed you what the Elder Melder is.
Yes, correct.
And it exists. It does something. It tells you.
But it makes you use it. Like it makes you use the Elder, and that is like, all right, you have to take this, and this. But it doesn't tell you that you have to use the system. That is, technically, it doesn't tell you that is the best practice, quote unquote, to do.
Yeah, because.
And we were talking about
that's not the game's job. The game's job is not to tell you how to play the game. It's telling you, you have all these things that you can do.
That is true. Yeah. You find out that that it's easier to target one single monster.
You didn't find that out. The internet told you that.
Yeah, the internet told it.
You have to be honest and upfront.
Yeah.
You didn't figure it out by yourself.
Yeah. The internet told me that investigations are the most efficient way to farm a particular monster that you're looking for, because they feed on themselves, because you find more investigations while you're hunting the particular monster that you're looking for, and it gives you extra rewards of that type of monster on top of that.
Yeah.
So I never went to an exploration when I was farming monsters in Monster Hunter World, because I knew that investigations were way more. I did all the side quests. That is true. But doing all the side quests gives you that access.
That's not what it's about.
Yeah. It's not what it is about. So, but yeah, clearly making investigations is the best way to.
But but that's the point. It's not clear.
Is that what?
Like you cannot say that clearly investigations are the most efficient way, because it's not clear. It is the most efficient way.
It is correct, yeah.
By a mile.
Yes.
But it's not clear at all.
So you wanted the game in some point to tell you like, if you wanna go and farm this particular monster, the best way to do it is doing investigations?
Should it?
That's a good question. Well, because it's not.
That I'm not sure about. Like,
I will argue that it's not the game's job to do that.
And I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I agree that part of the enjoyment is that the game lets you do basically whatever you want without completely tunneling you into a specific way of playing the game.
Yeah, correct.
Which, fair enough, that's a positive thing. But then you have players that get frustrated because they don't come across this thing. Just not everyone plays games with the internet on their side. And you shouldn't have to.
That I agree to. That you shouldn't have to have realize of. Well, then my question is it an oversight from the player of not checking all the parts of the game to see what is really the best way to do this. Because
but how do you know that is?
How I see, for example, exploration. For me, exploration was more of a tool to open the map and maybe gather some materials from the actual map, not to specifically go and hunt monsters. Of course there's monsters because that's part of the environment. But if you want to go and hunt monster in the middle of an exploration,
but why not?
I feel like the game tells you that that's not the point of explorations.
No, the game never told you that.
Yeah.
Why would it tell you that?
Yeah, I feel like the game when you are sending into an exploration for quest, generally the objective is go and gather X stuff.
No, there are plenty of quests that are starting explorations that end up with hunts.
Really?
Yep.
I remember one.
There are plenty of them.
Really?
Not a bunch, but like a good number of hunts that start with exploration. At least like some of the bigger monsters in the game.
All right. But then as a player, don't you ask yourself, then what is the point? If I can go and explore... If I can go and explore and kill monsters in the middle of exploration, then what is the point of investigations? Right? Well, the question comes to a player. It's like the tools in a game are there for reasons. They're not randomly there. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but that doesn't mean that you have to engage with all the tools.
That's correct. But all the tools, the tools have What I mean is like the tools have a meaning and a purpose, and that's clear in the game.
But not all of them.
Give me an example.
Investigations get when you are at the end game of Iceborne, that you start unlocking this.
I have no idea. I'm talking about just Monster Hunter World base, because apparently Iceborne changed the end game point when you do something else.
But that, for example, renders investigations useless.
Not necessarily, because you still use them if you want to farm a particular monster.
The end game, there are pieces, there are monsters, and there are drops that you cannot get on investigation.
That is correct.
So it is basically your most efficient time is just to go and just stay on the map and kill as many monsters you want until the one that you want appears.
Okay. But if you want to, like, yes, I get it. But well, what I know of the endgame on Iceborne, you use investigations to get a baseline.
You basically stop using them.
At some point, because they're now tools to get a baseline. At some point, you just stop using them. That makes sense, because they change the flow of the endgame, right? But you still use them to get a baseline.
So they end up getting, like if you're at endgame, they are useless. Like there is a point in the game where the investigations are useless.
Yeah, correct. In Iceborne.
Yeah, in Iceborne.
Yeah, that is correct.
So it is still there.
Yes.
But it's useless.
Again, not necessarily, because if you want a baseline of something else in the game, then you use them to get a baseline.
It's still like the most time efficient manner is just to stay on the exploration in that end game area.
All right. Well, they changed
and kill things there.
They changed the tool, but we're not talking about Iceborne.
We're talking about the whole game.
Okay. I don't know. I don't feel I get to talk about Iceborne with confidence when I haven't experienced the whole thing.
But it's part of the game.
Yes, that's true. I'm telling you that is not. But again, to the point, like the tools are there, but it's not.
But not all the tools are really useful. Like for example, the palicos that you can send in little missions.
Yeah.
Is that a tool for something? Not really. That's more of a flavor thing.
But it gives you extra resources.
Yeah, but it gives you extra, but you didn't need that at all.
It's a passive way of getting extra resources. That's the point of the tool.
It is in the phrase that you're saying. It is extra.
Yeah.
It is not part of the. You don't need it.
Correct.
Okay. So.
But that doesn't diminish the utility of that piece of content.
Oh, it does. You can completely ignore. You can completely ignore the Palico system, like sending them to their little missions, and you won't see any difference in your experience with the game.
Yes, that is true.
So it is completely useless. It serves. Is it a fun thing? Yes, it's very fun.
Yeah.
Does it serve any real purpose in the loop of the game?
We just give you extra stuff.
It's extra. That's the point. You don't need it. It's extra.
Well,
if something is extra, it's not needed.
Yes. I don't know.
If something is extra, is not part of the core. Is not needed.
But that does not diminish the usefulness of that piece of content.
It is not useful at all.
Why not? It's giving you extra stuff.
Again, if it
that's his use.
If it is extra,
that is his use, giving you extra materials and stuff that you can pick up from monsters.
Okay, but if it is extra, it's not part of the core game. So you can do without it.
Yeah, you can do it
completely.
Yes.
It is completely useless because you can completely take it away from
useless.
the game. Like, and it doesn't change.
Yeah, but not everything has to serve the core game.
I agree with you. Not everything has to. But we're talking about, like, there are tools that are useless. Yeah.
Yes.
If the Palicos are useless, why cannot investigations be useless?
Well, yeah, all right.
Because your initial argument was, if it is in the game, it is there for a reason. I'm telling you, the Palicos, the Palico missions, are they there for a reason? No, I would argue they're there more for play.
Yeah, of course. The reason is that they will give you extra. That's the reason. That it doesn't serve the game, but the reason is it has a way to get you extra materials that will help you along the way.
That's the point of this is that it is extra.
Yes.
You don't need extra things.
To make your life better, yes.
you need extra things.
Well, I know what argument you're trying to get to. You don't need extra things, but they're always good to have.
I'm not saying they're not good to have. That's not my point.
All right.
That they're bad or good to have.
What is your real point? It's like, should games have tools that only serve the core game?
No, but
all right.
But it should make a difference of. It should definitely make a difference between the ones that the game is clearly telling you to use and the ones that are kind of optional things.
All right.
Yeah. Then you play the Palico mission.
That's very hard to know.
What do you mean? That the Palico missions were clearly designed as a side thing.
I know, but in general, that's very, like, you just give me an example. It's like, now with the game changing, the investigation became irrelevant. That's
okay.
That's what I mean.
I'll give you another example.
Yeah.
The Elder Melder.
Yeah.
There is a system that it becomes more useful the more you progress in the game.
Correct.
But it's still presented to you. It should still be presented to you as a core system of the game.
Yeah.
But you can do without it for a long portion of the game.
Correct.
But it's still it's still necessary at some point.
It is a tool that is useful at some point, yeah.
So
what is the problem? Is the game necessarily pointing you to the Elder Melder? No. It's just telling you that it exists.
No, it actually points you a bunch of times.
To the Elder Melder? I remember once, and then at the beginning of
You
Iceborne.
talk to her a bunch of times to get upgrades to stuff.
For the cloaks, but everybody has those quests.
No, you have to complete some optional quests to get upgrades for her, specifically.
Is there upgrades to the Elden Merda?
Yeah, when you start with her, you cannot build all the things.
Really?
You cannot melt all the things.
That I don't remember.
That's not my problem.
That I do not remember. Is there any other upgrade system? Well, the thing is like,
all of them.
I did all the side quests.
The little tree that you can farm stuff.
Yeah, the little tree. Yeah.
The recipes in the canteen, you upgrade those.
Yeah. Yeah, the recipes in the canteen, you upgrade those. Yeah, that is true. So you upgrade the Elden Ring. But then again, the game is not telling you that this is the super important system. It's just presenting you with the tools.
I know.
It's the same as the canteen. We never dive into the meal system, and it's an insane complex system that helps you in particular hard fights if you know how to manipulate.
I agree, and that is a shortcoming of the game.
That is not.
That's my point. That it doesn't do a good job of actually pointing you at to what the core pieces of the game are, and that they can go under the radar quite easily and frustrate players.
Man, I still feel that it's not a job of the game to. I feel like Monster. Well, I feel like this game presents you correctly with the tools and what the use is.
I mean, there is proof that it doesn't.
There's proof that it doesn't.
This player, he is proof that it doesn't.
That he doesn't know that investigation exists.
No. That the game doesn't present you clearly.
That investigations are the better way to farm monsters.
It is not clear at all, and I agree with that. It is not clear
because it's not the job. Again, it's not the job of the player to tell you what is the relevance of the tools. That's up to the game. That's up to the player.
But the game, but again, or like when investigations were designed, they were clearly designed with a purpose. Like they were not put there not because they were fun.
Correct.
But like the fact that they give you like extra rewards from the monster.
Yeah.
That's signaling the intention that the designers have for this to be like one of the main tools that you use to farm stuff.
Correct.
So it is clear that like from a design point of view,
that the intent is there, yes.
That's the intent.
Yeah.
Was that intent clearly communicated in the game? I will say no.
You will argue no.
Yes. Because some people, and there is proof of that, miss it.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
And you cannot say, oh, but I didn't, because that's not how you play the game.
Correct. Huh.
So we cannot say, oh, but it's obvious that that's the intention. No, we cannot say that. But like we're saying it like with hindsight 2020, like just.
Yeah, but it's just like I could compare it with the meal system. I've never paid much attention with the meal system.
And you're losing efficiency for that.
That is true, but I made a conscious decision to not engage into that system.
And you're
But I know that the system is there, and I know exactly for what it works for.
But also the game does like the game tells you with voice lines. Oh, you should eat before each hunt.
That is true. Yeah, you should eat before each hunt. So your argument is that the game is not emphatic enough with the investigation system?
I'm just saying that there are apparently some things in the game that were supposed to work in a certain way. In this case, investigations.
Yeah.
Whose intention is not clearly
conveyed to the player.
Yeah.
That's truly a fault of the game.
That's all my point.
Yeah. I
didn't thought was the case.
Yeah.
But that's not how we play the game.
Yeah, I agree that every single tool should be like every single tool that you put into a game should be conveyed what is his purpose clearly to the player.
Absolutely.
Right? There is part and fault of the developer in some points where they don't convey clearly enough or emphatic enough, could be what systems are important for the player, and there's fault in the player where they sometimes don't pay attention to explore in terms of like advancing, but because that happens too when you dismiss a system because you want to advance in the game and then you are doing inefficient things and then you go back and you say there's this system that works for X and Y and I didn't pay attention to whatever they were telling me when they give me the quest that the system will be more useful along the lines or something like that. So it's like it's not all the fault into the developer of how they present the systems. No. But sometimes it's fault of the player of not stopping and think a little bit more about the system that's presented to you. Like
absolutely.
Yeah.
But isn't the whole point of designing lowest common denominator?
I don't know. It's a hard question because you wanna leave the player play as they want, right? And you have like kind of a minimum bar because that's the other thing about Monster Hunter World. If you think about it, if you explain every single system and what it works in detail at the player in front and blah blah blah, you can run the risk of overwhelming the player with information.
Oh, absolutely. But the game is not afraid of that.
But it does walk a thin line where they tell you what the system is, but they don't like absolutely. It requires you to absolutely 100% understand the system.
But the game is not afraid of hammering you over with stuff that it's completely meaningless.
All right, yeah.
For example, the handler yelling at you after 2,000 hours of gameplay. Oh, it seemed like you took a hit. You should eat a health potion.
Really? Still does that?
That's the best.
Oh my god, okay.
That's why no one likes her.
Yeah, that's why no one's like her.
Not because by herself, it's just that she's annoying.
Yeah.
Because she has a lot of these in-game lines that are tiresome at some point.
Yeah, but they're fundamentals. Like they're fundamentals of gameplay. More.
I know.
The straight systems.
So the game is not afraid of hammering stuff.
I know, but I insist the game still have to walk a fine line of not overwhelming your player in progression.
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying. And of course, the example of the health potion, that's extreme because it's like a very basic thing for the game.
Yeah.
But still, the game is not afraid of doing it. Just they do it.
Yes.
The investigation thing seems like a big oversight because it's definitely a core part of how they intend the game to play.
That is correct. But if you think about it, there is a way that you can play Monster Hunter World that we didn't consider. You can just simply play it for the story and see the monsters and stop playing Monster Hunter before you get to the crazy end game.
You would get into a crazy end game. Even advancing through the main story, you still need to improve your armor at some point.
That is true. That is correct. Yes.
And improve your weapon.
Yeah.
Like and you have to farm a little bit for that. Not much, like not a crazy amount.
Yeah, but you have to farm a couple of times.
But you have to do it.
Yeah, you're right. So it's funny that he missed the investigation.
And it is not only funny, but it like from.
But yeah, that's my question. How much?
Labor-wise, it makes sense. Like because if you think about it, it's an exploration. So yeah, I can go there and see what's there and kill it.
I know what you. Yeah, of course. And now
that's completely aside of the message that the game is giving you. But like from a flavor perspective, it also makes sense.
Correct.
That you could fall into. Yeah,
maybe sure, that's why they changed the end game in Iceborne.
That's probably not why, but
it makes sense.
But it makes some sense. It's
it makes sense. And if you're telling me that it's funny because now that I think about it, if you're telling me that the new endgame, I've heard too that the new endgame in Whitewood is just you go in this like zone that is multiple zone, I don't know, and then you walk around and kill as many monsters as you can, and then that will give you better yield and investigation no matter what you're doing. That makes a lot more sense that just picking a particular monster in a particular mission time. Very limited time with specific conditions and then go and kill a monster, because that's the thing about investigations, right? But the thing about the investigation is like those constraints give you more rare materials, and the rarity of the materials is not guaranteed when you kill a monster. That's the other thing, right? So I'm wondering if that new system has that inbuilt in, where the more time that you pass in the map, it gives you better rare yield. Then that will completely replace investigation.
That, but also like that zone needs to be upgraded.
So yes,
and upgrading takes a lot of
more
time.
Rare things. Yeah, and probably means more rare drops.
Takes like a lot of you have to spend a lot of time and you have to hunt a lot of monsters in a specific zone to upgrade the level.
Yeah.
And the rewards are tied to the level, so it's basically the most efficient use of your time is just to stay there, hunt as much as you can.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you still want to upgrade the thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they basically take investigations, they make it a more organic system that makes sense inside the flavor of the game.
Yeah, but if you think about
but it's a different system.
it is a different system. And it's that I can see where the confusion also from the flavor
of course.
The game.
Yeah, because I never saw investigations as a flavor part of the thing.
Like for me, investigations are just utility.
Yeah, they were just utility.
I need a piece of this monster. I'm gonna go and see which one is the investigation that gives me the rarest rewards.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna go and kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I see your point. Absolutely. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it was an oversight.
It is kind of weird. It doesn't.
I wonder now if it's a practice that Monster Hunter had before. Maybe it's a element.
It might be.
Yeah. Now the question is like.
Just perfectly be something that the games have always had.
Yeah.
And that if you're a veteran player, you just know.
And they just like extrapolate that system and bring it there, but. And because it had made sense always. Right? Yeah, because we on the endgame, the only thing that we did was investigations for monsters, and that's it. And the few times that we did something else different from investigation was special quest, which is something else because they're quests that can be repeated.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it is a weird and flawed tool, and I see where the confusion comes from, because it doesn't feel organic.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I insist there is two part of the player, because for a long time I didn't quite understand the bag system in the game, to do the loadouts for the bag, and I didn't engage for a long time with that system. I never engaged with the meal system because I find it like too much. For example. So yeah, it's part of the game, but yeah, definitely investigation system is a weird system. It's definitely not an organic system. It's 100% utilitarian system. But then again, I insist, like the end game of Monster Hunter World is not something that you have to engage, because you can reasonably play the game, see all monsters, and stop playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I think that's not true for Iceborne anymore.
Okay.
I mean, at least not the see all monsters, because there are some monsters that are, or some variants of monsters that are specific for that in-game zone.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, of course.
That you can only see there.
Yeah, of course. Of course, yeah. Yeah, because
it actually requires, like, you have to level the zone up to a minimum level so that you have a chance for the monster to appear.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because
so you see all the monsters, at least in Iceborne.
Wow. Yeah, because on Word you can just do the quest, and if you finish the quest, well, you can see all the monsters.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If you finish all the quests, you can see all the monsters.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, not in Iceborne. Yeah.
So they fundamentally changed that part of the game.
I mean, that's one of the things that people were saying, that Monster Hunter base was definitely a watered down version of other Monster Hunters.
What do you mean?
Even things like that even if you want to see all the monsters,
yeah,
you could just do it. Like you could play very lightly again.
Yes.
And see all the content.
Was that a complaint? Was that actual complaint of War that you can see all the monsters without that much effort?
Not that specifically, but it's one of the things that it's one of in one of the ways that you can see how Iceborne requires more time investment for you to see all the game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
you can equate that time investment like with not complexity, but at least investment in the game. That if you wanna be successful in this endgame area, you have to actually
do the legwork,
have a decent enough build and like have some decent understanding of the RPG systems of the game. Well, in base Monster Hunter, you only get that for maybe the Elder Dragons.
Yeah, correct. The collection of Elder Dragons.
Well, pretty much all the other ones, they were fairly quote-unquote easy to master. Correct.
Yeah, you only get that difficulty when you have to actually grind the game hard, when you are trying to kill Arch-Tempers.
Yeah.
Arch-Tempers Elders. That's when you get that push.
That's when you
but
need
by
to...
that point you have seen like 90% of all the monsters.
Yeah, but that point you have seen all the monsters.
Yeah, by that point you have seen all the monsters in the game.
But if you want to kill Arch-Tempers, you need a little bit of a better understanding of how to build.
Correct.
In the game.
Absolutely great. Yeah, for us it becomes more of the interesting part of the challenge of kill Arch-Tempers, but we technically have seen all the content in the game.
In base world, yeah.
Yeah, in base world, yeah. So interesting that they changed it on Iceborne. Anyways, what kind of conclusion can we extrapolate from this problem? What will you say? Better presentation, more smooth presentation, more smooth transition to system.
I don't know if it is a problem of smoothness or just sometimes you just have to be more.
Maybe spell it out. Just tell to a player if you wanna farm this particular monster. The best way to do this is their investigations.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe sometimes you need to spell out stuff.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially when they involve like this like really core tools for the game.
For progression, yeah, maybe that's the conclusion. Yeah, it's weird because Monster Hunter, I don't know. I will argue, but it's not a thing that is true, absolutely true, that the game has so many subsystems that it pushes you to explore the subsystems that the games, but that's not for every player. Some other player, you have to be way more clear.
Especially for like the real core pieces that are like part of the core advance.
The other thing is like, fuck, Monster Hunter World is such a complex game. Right?
It is, and you shouldn't be frustrated because you're not using the right tool to hunt a monster or to farm monsters.
Yeah, because the game is that complex. Like
that shouldn't be what's stopping you from progressing.
Correct. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Well, maybe we did good in Iceborne. At some point, we will get to that game.
If our friends ever get to play.
Yeah. Some point we'll get to that game. We still have to do that review.
Yep.
Have to see the rest. There are some cool monsters in Iceborne that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Apparently Fatalis is like insane. Which was the last monster that they put into the game. But yeah. Alright. Warframe Day Stream 151.
First live stream of the year.
First death stream of the year, really?
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Is it bringing a revolution?
No.
Just joking. All right. We have on the death stream 151 a bunch of things.
You have a bunch of wings.
A bunch of wings? Update name and discussion. That's the name and discussion for the next update of the game.
Yeah, so next big update. Yeah. Because it has a number.
What is the name? Call of the Tempest Star.
Yep.
2. I don't know, it has 2 lines at the end. It's Call of the Tempest Star 2?
I don't know what you're looking at.
I'm looking at the YouTube image.
Oh, Call of the Tempest Starry. It's a double I.
It's a double I. Oh, right. I thought it was a Roman symbol of 2. Call of the Tempest Starry. We have the Nightwave intermissions. Sabagot reveal, which is a new frame. Is it coming with the update or is it just coming by itself?
The new frame?
Yeah.
It's probably coming with update.
All right. The next prime, which is I forgot. Octavia Prime.
Octavia Prime. Yeah.
Octavia Prime. one of my favorite frames. Octavia is super cool frame. Super weird. It's super cool. The Corpus Railjack discussion. That's for the next missions of Railjack, right?
Yeah.
The deluxe skin showcase, which, Jesus man, there's some skins that looks insane. Especially, where is it? The Ember looks fine, but the other one, the Zephyr Deluxe, the one that is ready, looks like a Gundam.
Oh yeah, the Zephyr Deluxe,
man.
Yeah.
That skin makes me drool, and the ship. I probably wanted more the ship than the actual frame, but the ship looks insane. The deluxe ship.
It looks very cool.
It looks super cool. I really like this aesthetic. I really like that kind of aesthetic. Don't ask me why, but I really like it. What else is there? What is that about the stats?
Oh, that they gave a link where they have a bunch of stats for like Warframe usage and weapon usage. And
how was that? Any interesting stuff?
A lot of interesting stuff.
All right. Do you want to go point by point, my friend?
Yeah.
All right. So, what about the update? The thing of the Tempest story.
They didn't say much.
What did they say about it? Because it's not here on the thingy.
I know. I mean, basically, it's gonna bring the new Warframe. Probably the Railjack corpus thing. It's just that this number update is gonna bring all these changes. That's pretty much what that.
That's pretty much. It doesn't bring anything else like special.
They didn't mention anything else.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Call of the Tempest Story. So it brings the expansion of the Railjack system, the new frame.
Probably, and this is a speculation, probably the new Nightwave.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come with that.
Everybody's happy about the new Nightwave. They've been stretching.
Finally.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve made kind of that they were putting a lot of narrative time into Nightwaves.
Yeah.
Which was cool and all, but apparently it was taking away time from developing big narrative pieces.
Of course, yeah.
So Steve mentioned at some point that they were going back into basically simplifying the Nightwave, at least in the narrative department.
Yeah.
And that they're bringing back like the narrative way to something else, and he didn't mention much more.
Everybody's script. I saw that point. It was like everybody was scripting the spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically everyone is waiting for them to expand the narrative of the new war and the weary stuff that everyone is waiting for.
Correct.
So Steve said that kind of. It was basically he was talking about what changes was the night we were gonna have and sleep into. Basically saying the narrative is gonna be simpler, but that's because we want to move it down to.
Yeah, they want to put that team work into the new stuff narratives.
Yeah. Or into a narrative that they've been working on that haven't been completed, I guess.
No,
is the right way to put it. Which
cool.
I feel like I saw some people reacting to it and they seem happy about it.
Yay, more story from Warframe.
It's just
the main narrative, I guess.
Yeah. Although I really like the flavor of the Nightwave.
Yeah, that is true. But
I really like the whole narrative pieces. But yeah, I get it. If it seemed that it was growing out of control.
Fair enough. But I still want them to finish the new war stuff. I really have we have a really cool time doing the new war event in the relay and that sort of stuff, and seeing the cutscenes and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want more of that.
It's probably not gonna come as a quest.
Probably not. They move away from like actually big save quest pieces, right?
Yeah.
But it's still. I insist, like the new war thingy. I like that.
I like the event.
Yeah.
I don't mind delivering the the narrative beats through event.
Yeah, correct. I really like it.
I think that can work.
Yeah. If they wanna do it like that, it works. Yeah. So the new frame, it looks really cool. And so I saw gameplay of it with the shadow things.
It's really cool.
With the shadowy things, and then you can like move them with the. See if I can put this bigger, so I can actually read the abilities.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that specific image.
Rip. That's just forward.
It's not that high, right?
I know. I can kind of read it. All right, I have an idea. Let's use a tool. Where is it? There it is. All right,
let's make it sharper.
What?
You are gonna make it sharper.
I'm gonna try to zoom it out with something else. All right, let's see. Can zoom it out with this? Yes. Yes, success. All right. I used the tool. All right, let's see. Rip dashes forward, passing through solid bodies and objects, damaging all in his path, exploring a destination. Hold for a controller, silent flight. That's the first ability.
Yep.
It looks cool. So you're kind of a ghost.
It's basically a mobility thing.
Yeah.
I think it has some small hell region.
Yeah. Black hole places a dense mass of souls, slowing and pulling in victims, collects and stores buff base of slain enemies. Black hole can be worn on raid for overtime effects or dash it to with rip.
Yep.
Alright, it's kind of a CC ability.
It's basically a CC.
It's basically a CC. The interesting part is that it gives you buff based on what you kill.
Yep.
That is cool. That is cool. Is there anything that is similar in the frame stuff? We have so many frames that's probably right. That steal buffs from things?
I don't think so.
I have the feeling that there's something similar. I don't know. I don't think so. Tombstone raises a stone monument of raid recording his place. What? So no raid recording his place in time and space. Recasting the ability has raid spawn from the tomb as it were cast. So it's kind of a rewind thingy?
I think that one may have changed.
Oh, okay.
I think that one became like an AoE big CC kind of circle.
Ah, the circle thingy. No, but that's the ulti. The circle thing is the ulti.
No, that's not the ulti.
Let's see. 4. Apply a dead mark to an area. Enemies killed under the mark grants 6 souls. Unleash raid true form, the Reaper form, consuming souls as duration and power abilities. That's what it says on the infographic.
Yeah, they probably changed that.
Mm-hmm.
So this info is more. This graphic is probably more of like the concept.
Yeah.
Because the ult is that here it comes this ghosty thingy.
Yeah.
That can go around meleeing things with like big claws.
Oh, nice.
It looks very, very cool.
It does. Yeah, I saw
so the ghost thingy, it looks like the one in the infographic. So here comes that ghosty thing, and he goes around like pulling enemies. And when he's in that ghost form,
yeah,
he gains 3 different abilities.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very involved. Apparently, it has a lot of stuff.
So he has a double form, technically speaking. So he has like 6 powers.
Technically, but that ultimate is like an exalted form of the thing. So it probably has a bunch of energy consumption.
Probably, yeah. It looks super cool, man.
It looks very cool and interesting.
Yeah. I argue that it looks better than the one before. And the one with the pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but frames are taste. So, I like it. You might not.
It looks very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So Octavia Prime, the next thing, which
Octavia Prime with Tenora Prime and I forgot the secondary weapon. I forgot the secondary.
Swashin, what? Swashin Prime?
That is
the melee?
No, that's not a weapon. That's like a little guitar thing that you can emote with and like play music.
Yeah, I know. This game is insane, people.
I forgot which one is. Tenora Prime is the secondary weapon. No, that's the primary. I forgot the name. Pandero Prime. That's the second.
Yeah. Man, it's nice. We finally have an Octavia Prime.
Yeah.
Is there a Mesa Prime? There is Mesa Prime, right?
Yeah.
I want to get a Mesa Prime eventually. I think it's vaulted, right?
Mesa?
Yeah, Prime.
I don't think so. She's not that old.
And a new audio hip hop pack. Ooh, we can do rap in Warframe now. We can kill our enemies with rap. Be a true gangster.
Yeah, they're releasing 2 new audio packs for.
That's nice.
For Octavia.
Yeah, we can be a true gangster. And yes, this frame kills stuff with music. It's the best. It's very cool.
Yep.
It makes you invisible, gives you buff, and a bunch of things. Super cool. Apparently they modify stuff in Zephyr.
Yeah, that's part of the usual changes that they always. Usually when they release either Prime versions or deluxe skins, they usually come with like small changes to the frames.
And what is this about the melee thingy? The chainsaw?
Oh, this is a big new heavy melee. It's basically one of the weapons that one of the ghouls in the plains use.
Yeah.
Just a new weapon that it was basically they promised that we were gonna be able to use the weapons that the ghouls were using.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was the same with the big cannon, wasn't it?
Yeah, we already have the arm cannon.
So the one that we have, the big cannon that we have, yeah.
So now we're getting these big heavy melee weapons. The animations are really cool.
It's strange because I feel like these weapons are gonna is this like a new category, completely category of weapon? We do have a virtual force slot of weapon.
I mean, we already have because we can call in. What's the name? The Arwing weapons.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So we technically have a 4.
This is just a heavy melee weapon.
Yeah. So we technically have a 4 slot of weapons. Technically.
No, we're not.
we don't.
No.
Why not?
Because that's not what this is. I don't know.
I know, but it looks like. Anyways. And then the
really, we have plenty of slow-moving heavy melee weapons.
Yeah. So it's like more closer to a big hammer with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Or a big sword. That's just big melee.
Big melee. And of course, you're gonna come with the Sabagot quest to open the frame.
Yeah. That looks very nice.
Yeah. The lore in the frames is always interesting.
It's very, very interesting.
It's always tragic in some way, shape, or form. Cool. They talk about the San Valentin celebration.
Yep, they talk about that. We're gonna get basically a vendor one of the vendors in Fortuna is gonna sell as the balancing rewards for the dev bounds that they have.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
And then we have the very anime looking Revenant Deluxe and Ember Deluxe. At least in these renders, they look very anime-like.
These concepts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very anime-like. I think the Ronin one looks very cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool with those horns.
Not only the horns, but it seems like it has like a coat, like one half of a coat in one side.
Yeah, yeah. I like Ember. I like Ember in general. She could be a bad frame right now, but I still love her. She's cool.
I really like that Ronin skin. Looks really, really cool.
Yeah, he looks like he has like a hoodie. Like a cape with a hoodie.
Looks very nice.
You're gonna be all hoodie is like.
It looks very, very cool.
Yeah. And then we have another run of Tenogen on February 15. Which is always cool. It's always cool. This community does a lot of cool shit. This game is super cool, man.
Yeah, also with the whole... What's his name? Corpus Railjack.
Yep.
They said that they're doing another big pass on Railjack.
So they're gonna rebalance it. I heard too that they're gonna put
not only rebalance it, but they're gonna repiece. Like apparently they're gonna repiece it stuff. Like they're gonna change stuff.
Oh,
so they're gonna make big reworks.
I heard that they're gonna put something in the relays for the railjacks, like a second floor.
Yeah, they're gonna put a dry dock on the relays.
Oh, right. So you can like start missions from the relays.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool, man.
That's cool, but yeah, like people still say that Railjack feels kind of isolated from the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And from what Scott and Steve said, they wanna
try to bring more in.
This new revisit of the system is to make it feel more incorporated into a core gameplay of Warframe.
What do you think they will do for doing that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You have no idea what they can do to more integrate it?
I have no idea.
Like have missions with parts of Railjack and then... But that already exists.
Probably.
Yeah. Or put it like more through all the solar... Or more in the open world. I don't know.
They didn't say much. I think Scott was mentioning things like basically the Railjack missions will have more of the core Warframe gameplay in it. So it'll be more of you're like in the middle of the Railjack mission, you'll have to go out and complete a spy or complete a...
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, more
something like that.
More integrated into the flow of normal Warframe.
Into the usual gameplay.
Yeah, that would be super interesting to see.
Yes. Yeah, because Railjack still feels very isolated.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
So, I don't know, like people are not very hopeful, but I'm very excited to see how...
Yeah, because I can imagine like...
rework.
Like go with the Railjack, go out to a station and do a normal Warframe mission of a spy or something like that, and then go out with the Railjack and go and do another mission. That would be cool.
Yeah,
it'd
but
be super long.
Have the Railjack usual. Yeah, but if you still have the Railjack usual, like Railjack combat. And
yeah, correct.
Ship maintenance and all that kind of stuff. It'd be interesting.
Between that, yeah, it'd be interesting. It will make the experience of playing normal Warframe, quote unquote, interesting in that, like integrated. It will make the missions feel longer, or more. Maybe they will make it feel more smooth, because that will they'll make you feel that you're traveling in this real ship from mission to mission, and like
that has always been kind of the objective.
Yeah.
That's what Steve has in mind.
Yeah, but then my next question is like, then you will have to, in some way, if you do that, if you like make Warframe completely organic in that sense that you're flowing from one mission to another inside a railjack, what will happen when you drop pod? It would make more sense if your railjack become your home, maybe. But then, not necessarily, because you can say that the railjack is specific for mission deployment or mission making or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? But it will be interesting if your railjack become like kind of your mothership or something like that. I don't know. This game is insane. Just let it be. All right, and that's about it of the stream.
That's pretty much it. Yep.
There you go.
That
Warframe is cool.
up.
Play Warframe. It's super cool. All right, finally.
I'm very excited to see if they can.
Yeah.
They can make these promises true.
Yeah. Hopefully yes. Warframe is always cool. They make cool stuff in it. All right. And finally, somebody's doing a tabletop RPG based on Warframe. We already have a tabletop RPG based on Destiny. Why not Warframe?
And it will be so interesting.
So, it's weird because for me this is like kind of full circle. You start with tabletops and then you did a lot of video games based on tabletop, and now you're going back. Right?
Not really, but we'll say yes.
We do. We go back. We now are making tabletop based on video games.
You wanna put it that I don't think it's just based on the video game. It's more based on the universe that they created.
Yeah. But yes, that's what happened. Full circle.
No, it's not.
It is. I'm saying that it is.
No, because like when we made games based on tabletop, it was taking the rules of tabletop games, of tabletop RPGs,
correct,
and making them work in a computer.
Correct.
It's not now that you're taking the mechanics of the game, of the video game, and making them work for a tabletop.
You don't know. That's what they were doing on the Destiny.
I think that's a mistake.
I think so. How are they doing this Warframe one? They're just making an RPG based on the world of Warframe, on the universe. Warframe.
On the universe. I mean, as long as you have, like the problem is that adapting stuff from video games to a medium is difficult.
Correct.
Just based on the level of interactivity that you get.
Correct.
So like adapting it to another medium is difficult, and I believe that's always going to be a mistake.
Yeah.
But you can take the universe, so you can take the Warframe universe, and you can have a strong tabletop RPG system, and just make that system work in that universe without the video gamey aspects of Warframe.
So, question number 1: can you play as a Tenno?
Why would you want to play as a Tenno?
I don't know. I'm asking questions.
I don't know. Like this was just a Reddit post of the author of this posted on Reddit saying, "Hey, I have this idea."
Frame Spencer Campbell. Will you be able to? You don't want to play as a Tenno? What part of the war? What part of the Warframe world would you like to explore with this? That is my question.
Anything. What do you mean? What part? It is just imagine the Warframe universe, and you are.
Why will you play as a green ear, or as a corpus, or as a?
No, but imagine that your party is just this group of outlaw Tenos that go around the system, completing missions.
But you say outlaw Tenno, so you are playing as a Tenno.
I mean, I guess you can play as a Tenno. Yeah, but you cannot change warframes all the time.
So you have like limited warframes, limited frames to use. That will be like the whole system, the boundaries of the system, that you have limited frames to use.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then you have your ragtag group of Thanos.
I will not frame it like that. Because the idea of the Warframe universe is that I know that it breaks the lore, but there is no that many Tenos, and when a Tenno appears, they do a lot of they're kind of seen as of changers, of special things, right? That's the idea of the frame.
That has never been implied in game.
What? You don't feel that the kind of thing? Like, how many Tenos there can be?
You know, hundreds?
That's not a lot for as big as the frame universe is.
I don't know, thousands? It's hard to tell. I never felt that they were... I mean, it's not that they were not as special, but... No? What is your point with that?
I was thinking more of you in this frame. I was thinking more of you playing as a part of the universe character, but not being a Tenno, and your encounters with Tenno to be something interesting and special. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But then what character would you play?
That's what I was thinking. You can play humanoids because there's humanoids on Earth. You can play Corpus. That would be the other race.
But I want the power fantasy of Warframe still.
You still want the power. That's different because because it depends what you're selling in an RPG. You're not. It's the difference between Exalted and Call of Cthulhu. What you're selling. Are you selling the same power fantasy here that you're selling in Warframe, or you're selling more of a war exploration, more of a down to earth, more of a space opera kind of thing that with suspense and more stakes? Because that would be a different take onto the Warframe universe.
Oh, but I think Warframe shines on the power fantasy, not on the other side.
I don't know. It feels like it can be explored from the other side.
I'm not saying it cannot.
Of being like more of a mystery / space exploration thing more than a power fantasy stuff.
I'm not saying it cannot. I'm saying that it shines brighter on the.
So you would like this to be another, like a tabletop RPG power fantasy of Warframe, basically.
Of course.
Okay.
I don't play Warframe for the mystery. That's stupid.
But the lore in Warframe is super interesting to do
I'm
different
not saying
stuff
it's
in it.
Not, but that is not colliding with having a power fantasy.
Okay, I don't know. I would like it to be more of an exploration of a space and what it means to live in this universe with all this insane stuff that.
But you could be one of the insane things in that universe and still explore it. You're still one person in the universe, even if you are overpowered.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Tenos had an easy time doing stuff.
But that's not that's not the lore of the game.
That's not the lore of the game.
Yeah, that's how the video game feels.
Yeah.
But that's not the lore of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel if you're gonna do a tabletop RPG of in the world of Warframe, I would like to explore something different from the Tenos. Because then why don't you just go and play Warframe?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just because you cannot when you're playing Warframe.
Yeah.
You don't make the stories in your head that you can make when you're playing a tabletop RPG. You can still be a Tenno, but like the story could be around your own struggle, like as a Tenno.
All right, so you're telling me that it will be more interesting for you to have like more of a personal narrative.
Yeah, because that's
that
what
the game
like,
doesn't give to you.
Like Warframe lacks on that. Oh, what is my story as like this specific Tenno?
That is true. That is correct. Yeah.
Is it fun when the fights are like go crazy and have a lot of power? Yeah, but the game itself doesn't have that personal narrative of who am I or what is my struggle or how do I feel about all these things that I have experienced.
Fair enough. I see where you're coming from.
I feel like that's the space that could be interesting to explore without losing the. Oh yeah, but you go and fight and you pick your rhino frame and go stomp,
and then you do some rolls to see if you can cast your stuff or something like that. I don't know how the system will work.
I don't know. Like,
I'll probably, what I'll probably do? I'll probably do something similar to the mold system in Exalted, like a bar system that replenishes over time.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and your powers. I don't know if I probably like rewrite frames powers and modify frames of powers to make it like you have two ways to do. You have two ways to go. Either you expand your frame collection or you expand your frame powers, right?
No, yeah, I mean you'll probably like what I'll do is probably take
a
frames concept and like chop it up into skills or things like
I'll probably do like a frame. I'll probably think something like, all right, you have all these frames, and I'll probably do something similar to like a tree of powers as in Exalted for frames compared to the ability system in Exalted, so each frame has its own tree with all these powers.
Oh yeah, no, that's we're thinking the same.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but for example, what I'll do is take Ember.
Yeah, correct.
And you'll develop a tree that has 4 nodes at the end, and the 4 terminal nodes are the 4 Ember abilities. But you have all these 3 to work through.
Yeah, of course, you have to balance it to be like super cool at the end result, right?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like frames are super OP in the game. Like freaking ridiculously OP.
You can still have, like, if you have a frame, we have an idea of what a frame is.
Yeah, correct.
And it's related to the 4 abilities. But that should be kind of the goal. Like the goal shouldn't be the starting point.
Correct. Yes. Because you feel more organic that you gain mastery over the frame. Yeah.
We agree on that.
Correct. It's just like we don't like here.
Frame in itself are powerful. Like
this. We don't like here. Warframe gives you the power straight away in your face.
Yeah. No, for a tabletop you have to allure it slower.
Progression. Yeah, you have to allure a little bit more. You have to allure a different axis of progression.
Yeah.
So with the amount of frames that we have, I would probably build a system like that.
Yeah,
like the tree system in Exalted, right? You agree with me, right? That's what it makes more sense. I like your concept of the final nodes of the tree are the 4 main abilities that are in the game. It makes absolute sense.
It will make sense. It will be like a nice call out of the game, or like of the video game.
Yeah.
Like, that's the end point.
Yeah.
But it's still like the whole progression is still open to like an interesting RPG design.
Correct.
That is not completely bound by by the video game.
Yeah.
It's very restrictive.
Yeah, and of course you're probably buying frames with experience.
Yeah.
It would be a weird shit to do. It would be a weird RPG shit to do. How do you build this? How? You need to have like... Alright. You need to have like core... I don't know. It breaks my head thinking of this system because you have to have like core abilities, but the core abilities in Warframe does not depend on your Tenno persona. It depends on the frame that you're piloting.
Yeah.
So how do you translate that?
I don't know, like you can start with one frame, and like let's say it is exalted like that. After you have spent so much experience, that you increase an essence level. After so much experience, you can buy a new frame.
No, I mean like the core abilities, there's normal things to all RPGs that are like dex, strength, stamina, and that sort of stuff. And like, do you want that for each frame, or is that intriguing into the Tenno? But
no, you can have that for each frame, because the frames should still feel like battle suits, shouldn't they?
Yeah, man, such a complex RPG. It's such a complex RPG shit. I cannot imagine. Like, I do not fathom to do it in a simple way. Like,
yes, of course.
Like, you actually as a Tenno don't have any stats, technically speaking.
No, you don't have any stats as a Tenno.
The only stat that you can have as a Tenno is transference.
Yeah.
And that probably be your ability of buying more frames. So that would probably be your experience bar, something like that. Yeah, your transference would be your experience bar.
That would be. What if it also gives you like a time limit for how long you can stay in your frame?
Oh my god, that's something else.
No, but like.
But no. Then you're talking different stuff, because if you go
something different.
Like if you try to go and do jobs or activities as a Tenno, it'd be super weird, because you actually have to build a sheet for the Tenno, for the kid. Right? In this case, I'll probably take the liberty and say that we are in the future, and then the Tennos are actually adults, or can be adults.
Sure.
Right?
That's fine.
That's fine. We can stretch. At some point, Warframe is gonna do it organically, so we can stretch it on the tabletop.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then you have to build a sheet for your Tenno person, and then have a different sheet for your frame. Basically. And then at some point you can have multiple frames. That's a lot of paper, man.
I know it's
That's a complex system, dude. Like, and on top of that, each frame has a collection of abilities tied to this tree. Holy Jesus.
Isn't that what the game is? Because you have focus, which is only for your Tenno.
You will be an insane. Focus. You have focus, of course. The school of focus. You have actually trees for your persona. I forgot. This will be an insanely complex RPG tabletop. You're like, actually, it would be like your character sheet would be like five pages, something like that.
A character binder.
Yeah, it would be a character. You starting sheet, even if you will get like super basic, you'll be your Tenno and your frame, and that's at least 4 pages. Right? If I think that Exalted are complex and they have 2 pages or 3 pages, you cannot imagine a frame. But yeah, that would be. In that sense, that would be more interesting. It will be a super complex game to
it sounds like a mess, but I think there's something in that mess.
Yeah, that's why I was proponing like not playing as a Tenno, because not playing as a Tenno is easier. You just do a normal character sheet with abilities.
I know.
And you can transfer it, and then you just soak into the lore of the game. And if you see a Tenno, is a happening.
I know, but that's
but
lazy.
you want to translate Warframe. If you go crazy, if you really go crazy, then Jesus, man, and like, yeah. And don't get me wrong, there is complex RPG. Like Exalted is a complex RPG, it has a bunch of rules and content and stuff to keep track. And the same can be said for Zion, and that super powerful, like that super fantasy, like those power fantasy RPGs tend to be complex RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the stat sheet for example, when I was playing Gundam, and you have like a sheet of your character and then a sheet of the Gundam that you pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. Oh my god. Okay.
I don't know. If a Warframe Tabletop RPG happens, I'll at least give it a look.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. It would be super interesting to see. All right. Anyway, that's it for the deep dive. We move now to our audience questions and feedback. Remember, if you want to write it down, you can put your questions here on the comments. If you're listening / watching us on YouTube, you can send us direct messages. You can tweet at us or use any other multiple social networks, Facebook, Gmail, etc., to pass to us your burning questions. So the first question of the week is it time to resurrect the Half-Life 3 meme?
Sure.
Now that Gabe Newell came out from his hole in the ground.
Sure.
You know, talking about that Gabe Newell thingy, like this week I saw another news about him talking about neural interfaces.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, of course, I'm invested in that technology. We're doing these open source neural interfaces when reality is going to be, where games are going to be better than reality. I'm like, oh my God.
I know. I saw it.
Yeah. We feel like we saw the Gabe Newell hermit came out of this hole and tell us like prophecies like Nostradamus or something like that. That's my feeling.
No, my feeling was more like it's the old guy.
The crazy old guy, yeah.
The crazy old guy coming out with all his ideas.
Yeah, the war is gonna end and neural interfaces and we're gonna be better. He's like, that article is insane. It's like, yeah, we're doing this technology, communicate with top neuroscience. It's crazy. Go check it out. Yeah. All right, and our second question of the week is, will a target swap option in the Vault of Shadowlands help the loot problem?
What loot problem?
The loot problem that we said that we didn't have.
What loot problem?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so.
Because I saw a bunch of other comments where they say that sometimes the vault is too random what you actually need for slots, and if it would be possible to put
it is random.
If it were possible to put like a target slot or something like that, like if you need a helmet, then say please in this vault just give me helmet, and they will give you helmet options or something like
that. The gear itself has already little to no randomness on it.
Yeah, but the vault has randomness. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. That's what
I know. But
if you wanna, like the idea of the vault is that
too much.
The idea of the vault is that they will give you a steady.
I know.
Progress.
It's too much. If you can tell it what piece to give you, it's too much.
You feel too much because by now for me it's kind of happening.
You can just tell it. Give me my best in slot. That's it. If your best in slot piece is the red helmet, you go to a raid grow and tell it, oh, give me a headpiece here.
Yeah.
And you get your bison slot.
But there is not more helmet drops inside the raid that they can give you inside your class?
No, not really.
Okay.
The raid doesn't drop that, like, doesn't has that much.
Many items? Alright.
Like, it has one plate set.
Okay, I'll get. Yeah, I get
It
you.
has one mail set.
All right.
One
cloth set. Yeah, etc. Yeah, I get it. All right. That is our show. That is our podcast, friend.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all for this week's episode. Once again, thanks for tuning in into The Sweaty, The Farmer, and The Game Design. My name is Lucho. You can find me on Twitter at LuzJapolenko.
And I am The London Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at The London Gamer. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, do everything in social. Click that notification bell. Send us a hug. Leave a comment. Leave us a like. Leave us a kiss. Leave us your dog. I don't know. Do anything social that help us. And help us keep doing this content and everything. We enjoy it, and I hope that you enjoy it too. We're looking for feedback to get better to this show, so if you can do that too, we'll appreciate it a lot. So thanks for coming to The Sweaty, the Farmer, and The Game Design. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You know, Abi fruits are not to keep on ripening even when they have been plucked after they become mature. This means that plucking the fruits can be timed in a way that they become completely ripe by the time they have been transported to the destination. So there are ticking time bombs.
They are. The tree on which this fruit grows usually has a height of 33 feet. However, under proper conditions, the tree can actually grow as tall as 116 feet.
That's a very, very tall. Have you ever eaten this fruit?
No.
No, nobody does. Like, apparently it just exists in tropical kind of here.
Apparently.
Yeah, and it has like this very curious name, but it's a weird fruit, man. It looks interesting. And it's funny because the article that when I was looking this fun facts, they say that they never tasted this fruit, and they say that it tastes like caramel. So supposed to. What? Yeah, I know. But yeah, fruit.